everyone. My name is Natasha.
And I'm Quincy.
And welcome to Lessons My Son Taught Me. Let's jump right in. So, on this episode, which is season 2, episode 2, let's see if I can get my fingers right this time. We are talking about how my son taught me how to live in the moment. How to live in the moment. And more specifically, he taught me that or showed me that through our very recent trip to Ecuador and the Galapagos Islands.
Yeah.
Shout out to our very, very gracious and wonderful trip coordinator, Lindsay Carrasco. Miss Carrasco, Senora, hola, hola. And of course, Rocio. Rocio. Yeah. We will not say which tour company she's a part of because they ain't paying us to to promote them, but we will acknowledge the people associated with this luxurious trip that we were a part of. So this trip, once in a lifetime, right?
Yes, for sure. Yeah.
I mean, first of all, it's been a long time coming because, as you all know, I like to proper plan. And I presented it to Quincy as a birthday gift.
Yep.
For what, your 17th birthday?
Yes, 17th birthday.
So let's start there, I guess. What did you think when I had shared this trip opportunity with you?
I didn't really know, to be honest. I'm like, it was so long ago, but it feels like it was so long ago.
It does.
But I was really just excited, Greece in Italy, our previous trip was such an amazing experience for me. So I was really just excited to go, meet some new people, make some new memories, try delicious food, and take some pictures,
Yeah, and so the way I presented it to him is how I normally do, where I build up to it. I gave him a whole rhyming situation, and I wonder if, I'm in my phone because I'm looking for the rhyme that I made for Quincy, which I probably can't find because it was so long ago, but I was like, as your mom, I do the most, and that's why you're going to Ecuador and the Galapagos.
Yeah. You did a very good job. Yes.
Yeah, so price tag, you in my business, don't do that. But all that to say, we went on the trip after school got out, probably like a week.
Yeah.
Was it the first weekend or so after school got out? The second weekend after school got out.
Yeah.
And it was pretty intimate. So when we went to Italy and Greece with the diamonds, that total
much
trip,
larger trip.
Much larger. Okay, there was like 30 of us total.
Yeah.
This trip was very intimate. There was only 8 of us total.
Well, from our school, from your school, I mean.
Yeah, so when it comes to experiences, as y'all know, like I like to include Quincy. So I was, when my colleague, Lindsay, was like, hey, she put it out there, she advertised for leading this trip to South America. I was like, sign me up. And my son. We had been meeting periodically throughout the school year. Quincy hadn't, because it had been a surprise for so long. The rest of the group knew that I was going to surprise him with it. Once his birthday came around, after he knew about it, then he was able to start coming to the group meetings, and he met the rest of the kids that were going. So let's see, it was myself, another mom, Lindsay, our tour leader. Um,
Twins.
a set of twin. No, they're not twins. They're just sisters.
Sorry. Sisters.
Sorry, girls. Beautiful girls. They just look so much alike, and they're close in age. A graduate from my former school, and a graduate who had graduated 2 years prior.
Yeah, you just finished with college.
Yeah. Longest story short, this was a group that was supposed to. This was a trip that was supposed to happen years prior, but had gotten pushed back because of COVID. Okay. But anyway, stars aligned. We all were going in June of 2024. And we did.
Yeah. No, yeah, we definitely did.
So, I mean, I don't know. Like, I had been to South America before because I had been to Colombia in November of 2022, so 2022. And it wasn't for me, it was for someone else.
Yeah.
Those who we do not speak of. And I didn't enjoy my trip fully because I pretty much served as a translator and a home health aide. So I didn't get to see a lot of Bucaramanga like I wanted to. And so I definitely hope to return back to Colombia and as more of a tourist. But continue. Yeah.
But anyway, it was my first time going to South America. Honestly, before I went there, I know everywhere there's some, especially for Americans, we look at a place and we're like, oh my God, don't go there. It's scary. They don't like Americans. And I especially thought that because of South America.
Really?
More so related towards Brazil and the favelas, which are like neighborhoods that are kind of like,
oh, excuse me,
kind of gangster.
We love a bilingual king.
Yeah. But no, yeah, where we went, Ecuador and the Galapagos, it wasn't like,
it was safe.
Yeah, it was safe. It wasn't. I was going to say, yeah, it was tourist friendly, but it wasn't like too touristy that it kind of defeats the whole experience.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah, I mean, the only thing I was concerned about initially was civil unrest because that is what nixed the trip.
The first time.
Not even the first time. This trip was supposed to happen, if I'm not mistaken, right, Lindsay? It was, I know she's not here, but she gonna watch. So I'm talking to her. I got you, girl. This trip was supposed to have happened twice. It didn't happen the first time because of COVID. It didn't happen. I think the group had gotten to Ecuador, had gotten into Quito, and then because of civil unrest, they had to leave.
Yeah, they did.
That is more so what I was concerned with. Right? So that's what I was concerned with. But Lindsay had been watching and keeping herself informed with the goings on, as have I, because I have a close friend who's from Ecuador and who works for actually United, that things were decent. But even when we got there, there were some protests, but everything was peaceful.
Yep.
But let's talk about the trip.
Should we start from the beginning?
Hello.
Yeah.
Where else we gonna start? No, let's start from the end and work our way back. Nah.
Yeah.
Beginning. So boom. We get there first day.
Yes, first day. It was very back to back. We got there super late. We should probably talk about the two. So, we talked about our group of 8, but we were also being paired with 2. Oh yeah, we were also being paired with 2 other groups from
different locations.
Yeah, different locations. It was a high school from Pennsylvania and a middle school from Oregon.
Okay, and that's as much as we identify. No more names.
No more names, but basically, like, we were here for the Spanish trip. They were here for science because Ecuador and the Galapagos revolves around it being a Hispanic country, but also being a country about science because of the tortoises and
Darwin,
Darwin's, yeah,
natural selection,
of course.
all that.
So yeah, we got there super late. A very nice hotel. You got yelled at by some guy because apparently we were
Y'all.
being too loud.
So
He was American, by the way. He was American.
he, y'all, this beautiful hotel we stayed at our first night.
Oh, you should tell them what it looks like.
It looked like the hotel from Encanto,
yeah.
right? The family Madrigal.
Yeah, Madrigal. Yeah.
And we're rolling our suitcases in, as we gonna do, because guess what? Suitcases come with wheels. So at any point you can roll them. That's what you're gonna do. Yeah. Roll them on their merry little way.
Yeah.
It's probably 11 at night. He comes out of his room and he says something along the lines of, now I have to pull this from my memory bank, because Auntie, she's getting a little up there in age and I can't remember. But he said, he was like, I don't know if he said pick your effing suitcases up or something. Yeah, he said something like that. He used an unnecessary expletive. And don't get me wrong, like I'm all for using colorful language when the time is appropriate. Yeah. I was so caught off guard. And it was like that moment where you watch on TV and the DJ scratches and the music stops. Yeah. Because it's like, okay, you just got to this country. Are you going to choose the route of praise is what I do or nuck if you buck? Luckily, okay, for everyone involved, I chose praise is what I do. Sorry. And I said calmly, I'm sorry, sir, but I do not respond to cursing. And I kept rolling my suitcase. Y'all, when I say you could have bought me for a penny in terms of how I responded to that situation, I am so proud of myself, and that is growth. And we love to see it. Yeah. We love to see it, don't we? Yeah, no. All right, carry on.
I was hoping I'd catch him at like breakfast, serious. I'm serious, because he was like, what? Like, I always, even Miss Carrasco, she's like, how are you going to be?
Quincy wasn't bust a grape. Quincy wasn't going to bust.
Anyway, even Miss Carrasco, she was like, how are you going to be in another country and be mad? Like, Yeah. But past that, we woke up, blah, 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 had breakfast, but pretty much the whole trip was going to the next hotel, going to the next hotel, going to the next hotel.
Well, in between hotels, we had a lot of activities.
Yes, we had a lot of excursions.
And it was very full. Yeah. Very, 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 very full.
Yes.
And if I'm not mistaken, and our memory is probably so bad because it was so jam-packed, I feel like we touched down and we went snorkeling right away.
Yes, yeah.
Okay, so we skipped that. Y'all, we touched down and boom. They're like, okay, we're going to take your stuff to the hotel, I think, and we're going to take you to the beach. And
yeah, and you about to snorkel.
Y'all about to snorkel.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, she, me, her, was like, well, dang, I haven't been in the water since I, took swim lessons the year prior. Yes, me at my big age didn't know how to swim until I took swim lessons the year prior, which was inspired by Quincy jumping off the boat in Greece. And I was like, oh, I love that for him. Tasha, like I could swim, but not to save my life. So that means I couldn't swim. Yeah. But okay, so I ended up paying for private lessons. Shout out to Krishna Rona, and became more comfortable. And that's really all it was. Like I had to become more comfortable, and I still could use some practice, but the natural athletic form that I have, shout out Tony Jeter, my father, I picked it up quickly and it's all good. But when we hit that water with the snorkels, so cold. And then the sun is about 2 inches off your behind because you're at the equator. Yeah. So the water's so cold, but the sun is so hot. Y'all, I kid you not. I haven't been in the water in like a year. I'm trying to just kind of adjust to the fact, like, all right, remember what you were taught.
Mm-hmm.
Within like 10 seconds, these sea lions come
Oh, yeah.
swimming up beside me.
Mm.
Fight or flight kicks in. I panic and I literally turn. I was like, pack, pack, pack. I turned to run, forgetting I'm in the water.
Yeah.
And I'm not on land. And so I realize I'm in the water and I can't run. And so I start panicking and I'm like, ugh, and I can't really breathe because my nose is blocked because of my mask.
Mm-hmm.
The thing I'm panicked about is these sea lions are huge and they are right up on me.
Mm-hmm.
And the rule in the islands is you cannot touch these animals.
Yeah.
They are unfazed by humans because they've been able to evolve over years without interference from humans.
Yeah.
So you can't touch them. You don't want to touch them because you don't want to change their behavior. And I'm like, I'm not going to be that person that destroys how they evolve over time. But also, these are big. Mm-hmm. I'm freaked out. Like, I finally was like, breathe, calm down. I got myself together. And then I'm like, dude, I'm snorkeling with sea lions. Yeah. And then it was all good from there. Yeah. All right.
Yeah, so, in Ecuador, they tell you, like, they said it was either 2 or 3 meters, but essentially in America, that means 6 feet. So it's like social distancing.
Social distancing with the animals. Social distancing with the
animals. Yep. Snorkeling, it was very cold, but once you get over that shock, it's all good. And, I don't know how far you went, but I saw sea lions, I saw turtles, sea turtles, many fish.
So many different variations of fish. Yeah. And it was just like, we're doing this.
Yeah.
No. The beach was beautiful. It's like so many people, this is like a dream destination. Yeah. Because it's expensive, but like I felt so blessed. I felt so grateful.
Talking about being in the moment, being in the moment, especially like now, I feel like everybody has a problem with it usually, but being in the moment is very hard, when you have things to look forward to in the future, but not really look forward to, but also stressed out about thinking about future, thinking about what I should be doing this summer.
Yes.
So I kind of had to come to terms with that. Yeah. When I was on the trip, but it really helped. Yeah. It helped so much because I felt relaxed, but I was also able to fully enjoy it, and when I was able to fully enjoy it, time didn't go by as fast as it usually does, So, after the snorkeling trip, we had delicious food.
That was Quincy's favorite part.
Oh, that's my favorite part. I love the food. And, we went to go take pictures, different landscape statues, just being on the different island. Yeah, it was back-to-back traveling. I got to know people, especially from the different groups.
The two biggest travel things were you can't drink the water.
Yes, you cannot drink the water, and you cannot put toilet paper down the
toilet because
I don't know.
It goes out to they don't want it to go out to the drainage system isn't as sophisticated, so it makes you appreciate our the systems we have in place in America because you had to they have little waste bins and signs that are like, don't put your toilet paper in the toilet. Yeah. And something that you're so used to doing that second nature at home, you got to be like, okay.
Yeah, no, it was definitely a hurdle.
It was a hurdle. Even in public, they would charge you for toilet paper, and I was like, I got my good tissue. Yeah. I'm good. I ain't gonna pay no 25 cents, 50 cents for your toilet paper.
But even appreciating what we have in America compared to the price system in Ecuador, it was so good. It was
definitely cheaper in terms of
so food. Cheaper. But then that comes the problem, you're like, I want to live here because it's so cheap. But then you be making exactly, what.
Yeah, the cost of living is cheaper there naturally, but what would your income be unless you were
you'd be getting paid less, of course. But no, everything was cheaper. I noticed that when I got to the airport in America, I was like, no, we gotta go back. But, no, yeah, there was that. I met a lot of good people.
We snorkeled with sharks.
Yes, we did snorkel with sharks,
Like,
so that was crazy.
Y'all gotta believe me, okay?
Sea urchins.
There were marine iguanas that were gangsta AF. Okay,
crabs.
I thought they was spitting, but what were they doing?
So it's like they were sneezing. Actually, it was salt water.
You can't convince me that they weren't spitting.
No, they were like sneezing. They get the salt water out.
I guess.
Yeah, but no, they were. I'm not gonna say his name, but the person who had graduated, I think from college, he was like older. He taught me a lot about the wildlife and marine.
Well, we can say his name if it's positive. We can say
course,
their name.
Everything's positive.
So, but the person.
Okay, yeah, I'm blanking right now. So
I knew it, but so am I.
Yeah, no, his birthday was recently.
Yeah, hold on. Isn't that terrible? Hold on.
I know. Miles, yeah.
Duh.
So yeah, Miles. He taught me a lot.
Hi, Miles.
He taught me a lot about the wildlife there. The iguanas being one. They're, I think, lava iguanas.
Miles is so smart.
Yeah, he just knows a lot of like random facts. But they jump off, they dive into the water like humans would. Mm-hmm. And they sleep close together because of the body heat. Mm-hmm. Sneeze out salt water. But the crabs that are red, it's really weird because they're red like, if you put them in boiling water, but they're already red and they look delicious.
They look delicious.
They don't let
Not you fantasizing about eating the crabs.
They don't let you eat? No, that's the thing.
No, listen, them crabs wouldn't survive a day out in Merlin.
No, they would not. Mm-mm. I would make sure of that.
Not in Merlin.
Yeah, no, everything, we had boat rides. We had 2 other tour guides from, islands.
They were, all of the tour guides were so engaging and phenomenal.
And they really made sure that we had a good trip. There was a time when we were on a beach. We had come down from this very, very, very long hike. And we were walking on the beach and stuff like that. And there weren't enough boats to carry everybody back to the restaurant where we were supposed to be eating because there were malfunctions in 2 of the boats that morning. So he did his thing. He accommodated for everybody, and he made sure people fit on the boat, even a woman who was pregnant. So we all were able to fit on that little boat. Okay. We were all able to fit, and I'll talk about that next. We were all able to fit on the little boat, and we were able to go. And
that was Edwin. Edwin was phenomenal. We appreciate Edwin. Yeah. So I just made a face for those of y'all who are just listening, and something that I'm working on is making it so that my facial expressions don't show what I'm thinking. Yeah. There was a woman who was not in our group.
No.
But she talked her way onto the boat, which was just for our group.
Yes.
And I don't know, she was from somewhere probably in Eastern Europe.
Yes, definitely.
And
she had the same name as,
Did she have the same? Okay,
yeah, she had
whatever.
The same name.
But I guess I was looking at her kind of stank.
Mm-hmm. It was, yeah.
And Quincy has the nerve. I have on shades. I didn't realize anybody could see me making a stank face through shades. So I must have been maybe mean mugging her real hard. All of a sudden, Quincy goes.
I didn't feel like that. I was like.
Same thing. So I'm like, oh, my bad, sorry. Now that's the only time, okay, my son can snap at me, okay, without repercussions. Let's just get that clear right now, because I don't want that to come off wrong. But it was funny because once again he's keeping me in check. He's keeping me in check. Yeah. But there was just so much. I'm not gonna hold y'all. It was so much that I really became very overstimulated. Mm-hmm. Those who know me in real life know that as extroverted and outgoing as I am, I spend a lot of time to myself.
Yeah.
A lot of time. That is what I prefer. And I have two location settings, in my house or in another country.
Mm-hmm.
It's very rare that I'm out in between just because I enjoy my own company, right? So being around people in for such a long period of time, I loved our group, the group of eight. The dynamics, and I'm going to be very careful about how I speak about this respectfully, but it turned around, right? The dynamics of our group of eight was special. We had immediate synergy, chemistry
Yeah,
the entire time. Like that's our little family of um, patitos.
Patitos, yeah,
Those
little
patitos,
ducks.
yes.
Little ducks.
There was another high school group and another middle school group. Respectfully, the middle schoolers are middle schoolers. I've worked in middle school. Middle schoolers go in middle school. You've got kids that are going through puberty and, pushing boundaries. And so they kind of, they were kids. They were being kids. And they caused some frustrating moments nonetheless. And so the high school groups were kind of like, all right now, get y'all kids. Get y'all kids.
Yeah, no.
But, one thing I will say is I love those little boys. I love those little boys. They were very sweet. They were very kind, very intelligent. And they loved Quincy. They loved Quincy. Of course, everyone's always impressed with Quincy because he's so tall and he's so good looking.
Yeah.
And he just comes off really cool. And Quincy's always cool, calm, and collected. And, there were some girls who, or maybe one girl in particular, who was like, I kid y'all not. I stood next to her. You were a couple feet away, Q. I heard her audibly say this while she was looking at you. I was like, girl, if you don't go on,
yeah, we ain't gonna talk about that because it's embarrassing, but
it was
go for her,
so funny. But y'all, like, it happens everywhere we go. Girls just throw themselves at Q. When we were in Italy, when we were in Greece, when we were in Ecuador, and Q's just like, he's a professional, like, juker. No, I got a girlfriend. No, I'm good. But it was cute. So he really was like the MVP of the trip. So popular, Mr. Congeniality, spoke with everybody, and they just loved you. And for me, I loved seeing that for you. And the biggest live in the moment piece that was the strongest core memory for me, y'all. My son, we were out and about in the town, and we came across this karaoke spot. So we had one little girl who's a high schooler.
Yeah.
She knew she could sing. Okay. Yeah. Had they let her, she would have stayed with the microphone, singing all night long. Shout out to her. She knows who she is. She's cute and she can sing. And I got up there, embarrassingly enough. Okay. And I don't know what made me do I did a Rihanna song. I was like, people are going to know this. Y'all, okay, because it's Umbrella. How am I going to choose a song? I don't even know the words to verbatim. Embarrassed myself, but I was okay. Who came up after me and ate sound? This one right here. Copacabana. Y'all, I have never seen my son sing or dance until this trip. at age 17. So this song, Copacabana, everyone's like, how does he know Copacabana? How does he know the lyrics? Because he wasn't looking at no screen. Okay. When he had just turned, the quickest backstory ever. When I turned 30, I took a solo trip up to Canada. And before I go on trips, I look up places I want to go. They had a place called Copacabana, which was like a Brazilian steakhouse. And I was like, ooh, I'm going to go to that place because it's like the Barry Manilow song. So I played that song out, which is great. It tells a story. Came back, I played it for Q. And he loved it so much that we would play it all the time and we would like act out, the scenes. So fast forward to the trip, Q decides that he is going to sing this song.
Yeah. No, it was, like I had goals for this trip. I wanted to speak to people. I wanted to definitely step in my box, especially the fact that I don't know nobody. They're not going to see me after this trip. If they do see me, I won't be seeing them probably.
Wait, how does that work?
Not in a
If they
mean
do
way.
see me, they not. I ain't gonna be seeing
Well,
them.
if they see me, it'll be like on social media or something. I won't be seeing them because I don't really know when I'm going to see them again.
That's true.
So I wanted to make connections. I wanted to make bonds that normally you wouldn't make.
That's special.
From where you're from in your hometown. And it gave me so much confidence. Like I'm gonna tell you.
That's why you travel with your kids.
Yeah, I'm gonna tell you though, my nerves were shot. I went up there.
Not my nerves were shot.
Yeah, I went up there and I just let it happen, and yeah, she was like, make sure you actually perform and not just standing there. I was like, all right, I got you.
He did that.
Yeah, and it just felt good, because I actually like doing that. But when you let go of the boundaries of fear, it like
the possibilities are endless.
Like the person that you are when you with fear is like, but then when you let go of that and actually let yourself become who maybe you're like really meant to be, or
come on, Pastor,
who you want to be,
Q.
That's when people can see you,
at your most authentic self.
You said Pastor Quincy?
Pastor Q, yeah.
Amen.
All right. But no, like I was so proud, and like my heart was just so full. Y'all, I shared that video on my social media. It's the most popular video to date. I haven't checked. Matter of fact, let me check it right now, see how many views we get for you. Not that that's important.
Yeah.
But if I look at it right now, it's got, about 14,100 views. And everyone just thought it was so cute. And like you performed, honestly, you would never know that you were nervous because you were so confident, and you was real G with it at the Copacabana, just hoop, shot, hoop, like you did that. And I'm so proud of you.
Thank you.
That was such a beautiful core memory for me. And I'm glad that we took that trip together.
Yeah, we'll let you take that trip too.
So we'll see what happens when we take another trip.
Who knows?
Yeah. But I love you, Quincy.
I love you too, Mama.